Hey guys, welcome back. And if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. On this channel, I share my planning system, and on occasion, I do share writing and journaling content. So if any of that fancies you, I hope you would consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. So, guys, I know it's been a couple of months since I've been away, and there's so much to talk about. I might even split this video up into two parts because I don't want to get long winded. 2026 planner launches. We need to get into all of that. What I've been using throughout 2025, what I'm using now, and my 2026 planner plans. So grab a snack, baby. This is going to be a long one. And come on back. So first things first, let's chat about my 2025 planner journey and where I'm at today. I'm gonna just walk you guys briefly through what I've been using because some of this stuff I have not shown on this channel, and I kind of just wanna run through those things before I jump into what I'm currently using for the last quarter of this year. So I'm gonna move this away because I do have to talk back into that. But when I first started 2025, we started 2025 off. I started in a Discbound system. This is the Happy Planner cover, and I have some Happy Planner discs, and then also inside is all cloth and paper inserts. I love cloth and paper. They are one of my top planning brands to shop from, alongside Sterling Ink and also Moleskine, which is one of my latest favorites. But in the beginning of 2025, I was using cloth and paper inserts. I was using the dailies, I was using the weeklies, and I was also using the monthlies. And I had all of that set up to go, ready. I'm not sure what happened, but I stopped. I stopped the whole system like so abruptly. And as a planner hopper, I typically do that. I don't know why. Then I stopped Discbound and I bought me a B6 Sterling Ink Common Planner. The intention was, okay, I want a planner that has the complete year in one, because with this Discbound system, even though I did have monthlies, weeklies, and dailies in it, I only had but so much inserts because I was coming off of um, using inserts from a previous year, because these things are undated with some of the things are undated. So I didn't have enough to last me throughout the year, and I didn't want to buy any more inserts. So my bright idea at the time was to just, it was still early in the year. I think it was about February or March when I made the switch to this planner that you see here. So my thought process was, okay, get a new planner. It's still early in the year. I can go ahead and just one planner for the rest of the year. That was the initial thought process, which was fine. This was the first planner from Sterling Ink that I've ever purchased in 2025. That I've ever purchased. I purchased a like standard size from her when she first came out with the notebooks. I did one of those, and then that was it. Then 2025 came, and I was like, okay, this would be perfect. And I thought the B6 would be fine because I was coming off of a B6 Stalogy notebook, so I was familiar with the size, and I thought everything would be great. And it actually was. Like, I was using this thing for the monthlies, I was using the weeklies. I'm just gonna flip through some of these so I can show you guys. I was using the weeklies. Yeah, I think I started February, or I may have back planned this one. I think I started around here or something like that, but it was very early in the year. And so these were the weeklies, and then here's a few of the dailies I can just show you real quick. And that's how I was doing my dailies, and everything was fine. I was enjoying it. I put a little stickers down because I noticed that because this planner is so minimal, it kind of looks plain, and I didn't like that. When I opened my book, I do like to see pops of colors and whatnot, so I added some stickers just adds a little bit of pizzazz to the planner. And we were good. And then I think about I want to say April. Yeah. April is when I made a switch. Why did I make the switch? I don't remember. I just know this wasn't working at the time, and I made a switch with Sterling Ink. I stayed with the planning company now. Get some points for that. But I made a switch to the B6 size. I don't know if this whole plan is in frame. I'm sorry, guys. I'm planning from my phone. But long story short, I switched to B5 size. This is a B5 planner. Full year in April, thinking, okay, I can make this work. I think it was the spacing. I don't know. I think it was the spacing, maybe with the weeklies or something. I don't remember exactly, but I thought the B5 size would have been it, because B5 spacing for me, I didn't start this plan until April. Let me get these monthlies. Hold on, guys. So B5's spacing, perfect. The monthly planner, this amount of size is beautiful for me. I love this because it just gives me enough space to play around, get creative, use stickers and all the things. And I was using it. As you can see, we were doing it. We were doing the weeklies. I take it to my weeklies. Here's some of the weeklies. Like, I was in this planner. I think I was in this planner for about a month or so. Yeah, maybe a month and a half, because this is all of April into May, and I think May is where we had stopped. It started getting a little critical. And then I stopped. Also, another reason why I stopped using this B5 was for this section here. These planning pages on a B5 for daily, the daily going in and out, for me, I cannot. It's too much space. I'm like, I try to do a thing. Like, I was really trying here. I tried one day on a page. That was a bit overwhelming. Then I tried to put 2 days on a page, and even that was too overwhelming, because I felt like I was trying so hard to fit stuff on a page to compensate the space, all the space, and it just was not working out. So then, a bright idea, I said, okay, let me use this as a writing planner. I write, it's no secret. If you follow me from the beginning, you know my struggles with writing. I'm trying to write a novel. I do write short stories. I do write articles and things on Medium, and I do have a Substack where I every now and again post stuff. I'm trying to get better with that. So I was like, let me go ahead and use this as a writing planner to write like course notes and tidbits and short stories, brain dump, just writerly stuff. I thought even with that, it became way too much. Then I was using public discourse notes. I was trying to find any reason to fill these back pages up, and it just wasn't working. So I'm gonna stop here because I have to come back to this. So that was the B5 journey. So then I stopped B5 and I came to my A5. We still on my planning journey, guys. Just bear with me. I came to my A5 Moleskine. Oh, before this, I completely forgot. Before the A5 Moleskine, is it this one? Yeah. So before, we gotta back up. I'm telling you, I plan to hop for fun. I have no shame in my game. So before the A5 Moleskine, I had previously purchased this last year, 2024. I was using it as a journal, and then I stopped. It's just like, I don't want to use it no more, because initially I didn't like the sizing. It's like an A5 slimish kind of feel. It's not like a typical A5. So I stopped using that notebook. Then I got onto my Moleskine pocket craze. I was looking up pocket notebooks, and everybody kept talking about the pocket Moleskine, and then the drama with the paper and things like that. So I was like, you know what? I never really tried to use a Moleskine notebook or planner. Let's do that. So I did, and I was liking this. I really was liking this system. Maybe a little too much. I was having a lot of fun using this thing. I'm trying to figure out, is this my planner? Yeah, so I was using this. I was using it for what I needed to use it for. It was nice. I'm trying to make sure I'm showing things that I can show. So see, I had the daily pages and things, and then I had stopped and I started using dailies this way, which I love. I love this layout. The date at the top, a schedule, a running task list or to-do list or reminders and things like that, and a little health and wellness section. That is just the way I like my dailies to be. Time slot, a space just to write some check off things, and some space at the bottom for notes. I love that layout so much. And we were doing it. We had the weeklies, meal planning, exercising. So see, I was doing a thing. But then even in here, it just became too much because it was too small. So what I did was I pulled out my A5 Moleskine and I used it because it was much larger than the pocket. And this made the best sense. And I was really in this notebook. I started this notebook in June and it was really great. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot. Just trying to be careful trying to show things I'm not supposed to show. This was beautiful to play in, to plan in, to journal in. Like, it was really everything that I needed. I'm just flipping through a few of the pages so you guys can see some stuff. Anyway, the stuff that I can show. Then around this time, I think it's the second week of June, I started fully planning out of this notebook, like as a full-on planner. And I was having a ball using this as a planner. This made so much sense to me. And here goes that layout, that daily layout that I was talking about from the pocket, the schedule, the task, and there's some notes at the bottom. My notes at the bottom usually consists of a small section of just a little bit of health and wellness, checking my mood, sleep, steps, any water intake, and any symptoms that I have throughout the day, if I have any that day. And I usually like to put the weather at the top, the date and the weather. And that's what I was doing. And then the subsequent pages after the daily page would just be journaling things or notes or whatever I needed. And I love this so much. I have some monthlies that I was doing. And just rinse and repeat. Here are the weeks. Here we into another week. I think this was the third week of June. Just quickly trying to flip through a few things, guys. I enjoyed using this so much. It's another week, June 23rd to the 29th. I had a blast. This was the best thing ever. But what had happened, I only had this much space. So I got all the way up until August. And that's where the issues started to present themselves because I only had this much more space left. All of this is blank. So my issue with this was that these amount of pages here would not take me into the remaining portion of the year. Just this. The way I was planning, and I actually counted it out, because I was planning in a very strategic way. And then at one point I stopped journaling in this and I was using a different notebook, which I'll get into. And I was just doing planning pages. And when I counted everything out, I was missing about 2 months of the year. And I was really upset about that because I'm like, wow, I really, got a great thing going. I just want to continue the year in this book. I don't want to buy a whole new planner. Buying a whole new planner now would be crazy. Like, it doesn't even make sense. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Because I really want all of the rest of the year to be together. So I can kind of just bookmark that the rest of that year and put it up and things. It wasn't working. So stay with me. I went back to my Discbound. I went back to the Discbound. I was doing that. I got some dated inserts from cloth and paper that I had for a while. And I was just using it like this. I had my monthlies in the back as well, and this was working. This was fine, but it wasn't. It wasn't it. And I knew that it wasn't it. It really wasn't. So, oops. What I did after that, I came back to B5. It wasn't it. And then I'm just like, okay, what we gonna do for the rest of this year? What are we gonna do? So around that time, ending of August, beginning of September, I started a new notebook because my older notebook finished. I didn't really need to use it no more. I had a few pages in it. So I started a new notebook, a Leuchtturm, A5 Leuchtturm. I don't know if they call this expanded, but I know this is 411 pages of notebook. Yeah, 411 pages, if you can see that. And this became the notebook. This became like the main notebook. So journaling things, notes, brain dumping, lists, that sort of thing. Ideas. I started this notebook as a notebook to write out my novel that one of them anyway, that I'm working on. I was gonna write my complete novel in this book, and then I stopped. So it just became journal entries, lists, brain dumping, that sort of thing. And this is fine. This is working. So we're gonna keep this through the rest of 2025 into 2026. I'm gonna have this well into 2026, and I'm fine with that. But now, what do we do for the rest of 2025? For the planning stuff. So I went back in a circle and looped around back to my 2025 B6 full year horizontal common planner from Sterling Inc. We went back to that. That's what we did. We went back to this for September. I'm gonna stick in this. I'm gonna stay in this because at this point, it don't make no more sense to switch to even buy a new planner at this point. No, we're not doing that. So we're gonna stay in this. I actually like this. I had a clear cover on it in the beginning, but I took it off, and I actually like it. This planner without the cover. It feels really nice in the hands, and I don't think I was able to appreciate the material of this planner with the clear cover on it. And I got the clear cover from Sterling Ink as well. And I just like the tactile, the texture just feels really nice. I threw some stickers on it. I add some tabs at the top, and this is what we're gonna use. So let me just take you guys into this real quick. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen 1,000,001 videos on these Sterling Ink common planners, B6, A5, N1, N2. Child, I'm not going to even get into the N2 and N1 notebook I bought from Sterling Ink because that's a whole nother video. But so I know you guys know already what's in here. I'll just show you a little bit of my setup. I have put my word of the year. I put the text for the year. I forgot how you say it. Oh my gosh. Well, I put a scripture here to start the year off with. I had to do that in the very beginning when I got this. And then I got my word of the year. And this is just tracking my pay dates. And that's all I use it for, just to keep tabs on that, like when I'm getting paid. And then there's a master bills list. This was supposed to be the goals breakdown section. I've not broken down any goals in this section. The next part is the yearly tracker. I've used it in different ways. I'm not sure how I want to use it exactly. Then you got the quarterlies, and I'm trying to use the quarterlies, but I don't know if I'm going to use these quarterlies. I have a love-hate relationship with these quarterlies. They're nice. I like how they look, but I haven't found a use for them yet, so I'm just gonna leave them. So here's the monthly. B6 monthlies are fine for me. Actually, any monthly size, I can adjust my handwriting small or large to accommodate the space within that monthly. So I never really have a problem using any kinds of monthlies. I'm usually okay. the weeklies, I started the weeklies in here when I came back last week like this. So this was this week. But I was like, you know what? For 2026, I think I want to do vertical layout. So what I did was change the horizontal layout so that it can reflect the vertical layout. This is like my makeshift version of what a vertical layout would look like in this notebook planner. And this is what I came up with for this week, the week of the 1st through the 7th of September. So I like this more than the horizontal layout. I think I do because I like this way for memory keeping and just like backlogging and jotting in those little details that happen that you normally wouldn't put down in your planner. I would put it here. And I like the vertical for that. I've always liked the vertical layout for that. And when I start learning how to use a vertical layout that fit my planning type of way that I plan, it became much more easier and fun for me to use it. So I think for the rest of this book, I'm going to continue to plan the weeklies using this vertical layout. I'll just switch it over. And all I'm doing is I just counted out 8 boxes per section so that it can be even. 3 days on one page and then 4 days on the next page. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe in the B6, that is how it is originally broken up. 3 days on one page, the other 4 days of the week on the next page. And then I think here is like the monthly overview and then like a space for notes and things. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think this is how the B6 is set up in the common planners, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know. So I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do this for the rest of this notebook because I really want to get a vertical planner from Sterling Ink. And let me save that because that is what I'm going to get into talking about in a little bit. And then for the dailies, this is how I've done it for this weekend. But I'm going to take you guys into how I'm going to do it for the remaining of this book. I hope you guys can see. Oh my gosh. So I've been doing for Saturday and Sunday, I did my dailies like how I've been doing back in the day when I first started using this notebook. And then I was like, wait a minute, let me bring back my schedule, task, and notes layout. And so that's what I'm doing for the upcoming week. So I have my schedule, I have my tasks, I have my little notes section that I use for health and wellness, and I just throw a little sticker just to make it look a little cute. Bada bing, bada boom, that's what we do. And that's really all I need for my daily. So that B5 that I showed you guys, those pages, I don't need, I could, but it's just too much. This is perfect size. Perfect size. So I have Monday set up, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then towards the end of the week or right after Sunday, I have like a little weekly hub in this book or like a weekly overview. And what I've been doing in my weeklies here, I can find one. So I just brought this here. And the reason why I'm doing it here is because I won't have the space to do it here because I'm going to be changing the original weeklies and using them as vertical planning pages for both pages. So I won't have enough space if I continued this here. So because I have so much paper left to use for the remaining of the year, I'm going to include a little weekly overview. I think there's like 112 or something, 113 days left of this year. So I have more than 130 pages. I have well over 200 pages. I'll be able to include a little weekly section after, the 7 days. And yeah, I'm just going to do it like that. So my weekly hub just has my intentions, not goals. The intentions, what we trying to do for the week, what we trying to do. I have my intentions. I also have my habits, and just a regular little running to-do list, and then different things that I need to buy. That's really it. That's it. And just rinse and repeat the next week. Bada bing, bada boom. So that's pretty much, I think that's everything from for 2025. I think that's all that I've done. I think, I had some other notebooks in between. I've had some other pocket notebooks that I use. I got this from Paperage. I'm just using this for like, hold on, just make sure I can show you things. I was using this for like quotes and notes and just little pocket things. I was using a field notes at one point. I'm still using this for just a running to-do list, like things that come up and I just want to write them down. I'm not really writing them in my journal or my notebook. I was using this. I had also purchased a A6. Is this A6? A6 notebook from Sterling Ink. Using this for the year text. That was what I had. One of these books I was showing you. Yeah, put the year text. But is that the year text? No, this is not the year text. This is the year text. 2025 year text. Anyway, so for this notebook that I still use is this notebook that I'm using is just like a faith notebook. So notes, favorite scriptures, things of that sort. And I have some other stuff that I'm not pulling out. I have an N2 sitting over there somewhere. I have an N1 sitting over there somewhere. I have Leuchtturm standard companion inserts and things. I have another small pocket-sized notebook that I was using for like writerly notebook and stuff. I'm not pulling that stuff out. So long story long, this is what I ended up with for the remaining of 2025. Now, let's talk about 2026 planner launches. And I'm gonna be real quick with this because we be here all night talking about some planner launches. I know a lot of them have already started, like last week or the week that we're in, the 1st to the 7th was like a heavy planner launch for like Hobonichi, who else? It's Sterling Ink. And it was one other company that I knew launched this week. I forgot. But child, oh my goodness. I am interested in the Hobonichi weeks. I have one from 2023 that I used for a couple of months in this stock because I have a love-hate relationship with that, but I do like it. But I don't think I'm gonna end up getting that for 2026. I'm definitely not getting a Hobonichi cousin. I've tried that before. I don't like that. I don't like how it has all the writing and stuff. What I like about Sterling Ink's common planners, it is very reminiscent of the Hobonichi cousin, but the detailing is very, very minimal is what I'm trying to say. So the detailing here in these common planners are so, like, you can even write over it and you wouldn't even see the stuff under it. That's how minimal it is. And I've always appreciated that about these common planners, and I think that's why I keep getting so many, because if it doesn't work in one way, you can change the planner into something else to work for you. Honestly, you can. You don't have to really go buy something else. I just do that because I'm a planner hopper notoriously, and unapologetically as well. But these common planners keep having me come back, and so I'm definitely going to be getting a common planner for 2026. I saw the 2026 launches from Sterling Ink, and I think next year, the lineup is beautiful. I think Catherine and her team did a fantastic job in creating the new edition planners that's going to be, that are here now, and just really catering to the planning community. Like, I felt like she sat down with everybody one by one and was like, what you need in your planner? You need that? Okay, what you need in your planner? You need that? Okay, what you need? And she like took notes and then went home or to her office or her warehouse or wherever they do their thing and really curated something for everybody. That's how I feel. She has done a wonderful job. She has been doing a wonderful job. And that's why she always getting my money. Because her planners, her notebooks are really top tier. They're expensive. but they quality. And you know, quality's gonna get you every time. It's gonna get you. So 2026, I am heavily no, that is the decision I've made. Sterling Ink Common Planner. Well, she has complete planners now. If you haven't seen her complete planners, child, go on her page right here on YouTube, type in complete planner, look at what comes up. It is the most beautiful planner. Should I be thinking about 2026 planners now in 2025 of September? Maybe not. Maybe I'm a little crazy. I don't know. But I know when I saw that 2026 complete planner, I was ready to buy it as soon as I saw it. And I wasn't able to get it this week, and it's already sold out. I think almost all her planners that she launched on the 5th of September are sold out. So now I looked at the website, there's a pre-launch. So I'm thinking about taking advantage of that, the pre-launch. But the sad thing about all of this is that these planners, these notebooks and things, they won't be shipped out until about 4 to 6 weeks. That makes my heart sad. It really does. But you know what? Put the order in, it's in. When it comes in, everything will be set, and I won't have to worry about planning stuff for 2026. I can just focus on like getting accessories and stickers and new pens and highlighters and things like that. So yeah, so that is what has been up with me for the past 4 months or so. I have finalized 2025's planner issues. I'm just sticking with 2 books at the moment. My 2025 B6 horizontal / vertical full year common planner, and my Leuchtturm A5 expanded notebook from Leuchtturm. So yeah, guys, I would love to hear all about your planning craze. What have you ended up with in 2025? Are you still using the same stuff that you started with? Have you switched? How many times have you switched? And be honest, there's no shame here. We don't judge nobody because we all understand, okay? And what are you doing for 2026? Are you purchasing Sterling Ink? Are you going with Hobonichi? Because that's a whole nother craze. The Hobonichi community. Are you going for like Happy Planner, cloth and paper? Like, what are some ideas you have for 2026? And then also let me know in the comments below if you think planning for 2026 now, September, August, planner season, is it doing too much? Is it a bit much? Should we not be focused on 2026 planners in 2025? I've seen that conversation floating around YouTube. Some content creators do have their personal opinions and 2 cents on that topic, in particular. I would like to know from you guys, from this community, what do you think about that? Should we be focused on 2026 planners and planning stuff now, or does it even matter? Or who cares, right? Because at the end of the day, each of us, we're going to do what we're going to do because we're all grown, and each of us have to make these purchases or not. So I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But it is a conversation that is being had, and I would like to talk about it with a couple of people. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know how everything has been going for you, what you've been up to, and everything. And I hope you are well. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Listening to me ramble, chit-chatting, and all those things. I am going to try to get a little bit better with posting weekly videos again. It's a little challenging lately. It get a little challenging, but I am going to try to put out some things, if not every week. I'm going to try to aim for like every 2 weeks. I'll try to put shorts up and things like that, and just bringing other types of videos about like some more journaling content and writerly videos and things like that. But if you like this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, I hope you would consider subscribing. It's the best way to get notified whenever I post. Until next time, keep creating, stay inspired, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.